You've seen it, right? You drive past a field of sunflowers, and there's just something so striking about it. It's this huge golden army, all standing at attention, facing the exact same direction. It's beautiful, for sure, but it's also a little bit strange. It feels so intentional, so strategic. And well, it turns out it absolutely is. Which brings us to the obvious question. So what is the deal here? You've probably heard that they just follow the sun all day long. And while that's part of the story, it's not the whole story. The truth is way more complex, and honestly, a lot more clever. What we're looking at is a brilliant two-part strategy for survival that actually changes completely over the sunflower's life. Okay, so first things first, let's just bust a common myth. The story goes that all sunflowers track the sun across the sky, all day, every day. But the fact is, only the young, growing sunflowers do that. Once they mature, they stop moving and lock into place, permanently facing east. These are two totally different behaviors, and they serve two totally different purposes. So let's start with the young ones. All right, Act 1, the young sunflower. Before it's got that big, heavy flower head, its number one job is just to get big, and get big fast. And to do that, it performs this amazing daily dance, following the sun across the sky. This isn't just for show, it's all about maximizing its potential for growth. Now, the fancy scientific term for the sun tracking is heliotropism. Basically, it's the daily movement of a plant in response to the sun's direction. But you gotta understand, this is not a passive thing, like it's just wilting toward the light. No, this is an active, programmed movement, and it gives that young plant a serious competitive edge. The daily routine is just fascinating to watch. In the morning, the young sunflower is facing east, ready to greet the sunrise. As the day goes on, it smoothly tracks the sun all the way across the sky, ending up facing west by evening. But here's the really wild part. Overnight, in complete darkness, it actively swings itself all the way back to the east, so it's ready to do the whole thing over again the next day. So how does it pull this off without any muzzles? It's pure genius, really. It moves by growing. The stem actually grows at different rates on opposite sides. So during the day, the east side of the stem grows just a little bit faster, which pushes the head towards the west. And then at night, the script flips. The west side of the stem puts on a growth spurt, pushing the head back to the east. It is literally growing its way across the sky. But why go to all this trouble? Well, it's all about getting a leg up on the competition. By always facing the sun, the plant maximizes its light exposure. This cranks up its photosynthesis. That's the process that uses to make food. More food means more fuel, which means faster growth. In a crowded field, it's a race to the top, and heliotropism is the sunflower's secret weapon. And I want to be clear, this is way more sophisticated than your houseplant bending towards a window. That's just a simple light response. What the sunflower is doing is a full-on Solon tracking program. And what's really incredible is that it's all run by an internal circadian clock, kind of like the one that tells us when to sleep and wake up. This clock allows the plant to anticipate the sunrise, not just react to it. It knows where the sun is going to be. Okay, but once that sunflower wins the growth race and gets tall and strong, the whole game changes. The tracking stops. It settles into a brand new, permanent pose. And this brings us to the second and maybe even more interesting mystery. Why do they all end up staring east? That's right. The stem gets woody and stiff. The big flower head opens up, and all that movement just stops. The sunflower locks itself into an east-facing position for the rest of its life. Which means, yeah, every single afternoon, the sun is at its back. After all that work to follow the sun, this seems completely backward, right? But there is a brilliant, brilliant reason for it, and it has everything to do with reproduction. And that reason is bees. It's all about attracting pollinators. Think of it like a morning rush hour. When scientists looked closely, they found that the flowers facing east get way more visitors, like bees, in the morning than flowers that were artificially turned to face west. The goal has officially shifted from growing up to ensuring there's a next generation. So what's so special about facing east? Well, it creates the perfect welcome mat for a bee. By catching those first rays of sun, the flower heads warm up much, much faster. For a chilly little bee in the morning, that warmth is a huge energy boost, making it a super attractive place to stop. Plus, that direct sunlight lights up the flower's ultraviolet markings, which are like landing strips that guide the pollinators in. As a bonus, the warmer flowers release their pollen earlier, right when the bees are busiest. And the effect this has is just staggering. It's not a small difference. Researchers found that by being this warm, bright, and rewarding target, the east-facing flowers attract up to 5 times more pollinators during those critical morning hours. That is an enormous advantage. And really, this quote from Stacy Harmer, one of the lead plant biologists on this topic, just sums it all up perfectly. It's better for them to face east as they produce more offspring. It's that simple. The bottom line is that this strategy works. More bees mean better pollination, which means more seeds, and healthier seeds at that. So when you put it all together, you can finally see the whole picture. The sunflower's life isn't just guided by one simple rule. It's this incredibly sophisticated two-part strategy for survival, where the playbook completely changes as the plant's priorities shift from growing up to getting the job of reproduction done. Honestly, you can think of it like a perfect two-act play. In Act 1, youth. The strategy is simple. Gather resources. The action is that dynamic sun tracking, and the goal is to maximize growth. Then comes Act 2, maturity. The strategy switches completely to ensure reproduction. The action becomes that fixed eastern stance, and the goal is to maximize pollination. It's just a beautifully efficient plan for life. And that just leaves you with a final thought. The sunflower's secret was hiding in plain sight this whole time, this complex, brilliant strategy that just looked like simple, beautiful behavior. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other natural wonders are out there hiding their own incredible strategies right before our very eyes?